Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Midweek Missions, where we are playing EVE Online. And rather than have the DJ music track every stream, because the missions are getting a bit more complicated and a bit higher risk, I've decided to do a few more midweek streams, but we'll be just streaming the game, and we'll have a 80s party on Saturday night. So, schedule updated on Twitch. Check it out. So, we are focusing our midweek missions on obtaining the escalations from Serpentis missions. We did a level 3 and we succeeded. We did it in a Vexor. We're now training in the Ishtar, and our next level 3 mission, the Serpentis drug factory, will be done in the Ishtar. So traditionally I have done quite a bit of combat in my Ishtar, but it's always been with Warden 2s at very long range to keep myself away from the front line. But you don't get that luxury when you're doing a level 3 mission. There are 2 of the rooms in the Serpentis Narcotic Warehouses where you actually open with a great deal of NPCs at less than 20 kilometers. So that's what we're training at the moment, and we're training using a mixture of drones at the same time, because the Garde 2, the spec says it should be ideally suited to the range that we're working at, but it doesn't work. So we have got a combination of Hobgoblins and Garde 2 ready to go during the training missions. So let's check out what opportunities are available for us. So Serpentis Refuge is level 2. That is a good one, but I've never had a level 3 escalation from that one. So what I think I'm going to do is the Serpentis Refuge. It's level 2. We'll use that to, as I said, train the very close range. So this one is 1 jump away, and I'm gonna warp in at 20 meters, 20 kilometers I should say, and I'm gonna activate the Gardes and 2 Hobgoblins with everything at really close range, and see how that works. Undocking. Okay, we'll go in on autopilot, and once we get in the other system we will start the modules. I've done the fit of the ship last week in one of the streams. But the most important thing is that I've got 3 Garde 2s in a group, which we will pull out, and we got 2 Hobgoblin 2s in a group. Sorry, we got 6 Hobgoblin 2s in a group, but the intention is only 2 will launch. Okay, so let's just get our bearings while we're still cloaked. They're both Serpentis Refuge, which is okay. They're level 2, but you don't usually get escalations from those. So I'm going to go in at 20 kilometers, and when we start to warp, I'm going to start the modules. That is one beautiful ship. Nice and close to the action. Okay. Yeah, we'll have that missile battery out, I think, and we'll have that tower sentry out as well. You're trying to spoil the party. The beauty about working at close range as well is that you can see more of what's going on. I'm fully expecting to take some shield damage, but nothing which won't simply repair. I'm watching very carefully the way the Hobgoblins and the Garde 2s work together. So for those that are not aware, the Garde 2 is a sentry drone. It doesn't move, but its damage when it's in optimum range is absolutely superb. Wipes the floor, deletes the room. The other good thing about working at close range is the wrecks don't take that long to travel to either. So 2 Hobgoblins that are very good at very short range. And I've got this set on auto attack, so they've done the job well, actually, in protecting me. So that's good, because I'm not bothered whether it triggers another wave. The drones can do what they believe is the right thing to do. I don't rely on drone AI to defend me, but I have got my finger on the fire button, but I have no objection to the drones killing whatever they want. See, at this range, yeah, Gardes take it out absolutely no problem straight away. The Gardes don't travel. Time between targeting is very small, just a few seconds. That's why it's always worth having the Gardes out when you're working at this kind of range. But as soon as you get to less than 20, it all starts to unravel. Okay. I think that's it. Let's get the drones back. You'd have to really worry about the Hobgoblins because they will just follow the ship. But the Garde 2 you have to be careful with because they won't follow the ship. They are sentry drones. They say exactly where they are. Although you have to remember to recall them. Duh. Okay, so first mission done, and the goodies are not too far to travel. Pop our afterburner on. Has the Sentinel got anything exciting, I wonder? And that appears to be it. Okay, I'm gonna head back to the ship. I suffered an attempted ganking quite recently, so I'm not hanging around without a plan, so to speak. Let's find our way back to the station, and then I will look at the opportunities while we're on our way. Serpentis Refuge is an excellent one to do, but I'm only going to do that if there is nothing else. Serpentis. So I could do the refuge, another refuge. Let's cancel the autopilot. And we'll go into sight at 20 kilometers again. It's in the same system, so we won't need to start the modules again. And I'm ready with the drones. 3 Gardes out first. Two Hobgoblins out. And then we start looking targets. And we get the... Let's get the tower sentry taken out first. Then the missile battery. Nice. And now still within Garde range. The Hobgoblins are already on that one. I think it's very interesting watching the drones work at this range when you've got a mixed. Yeah, those Hobgoblins not happy with how close that is. That's good. Shields 100%, job done, not a problem. 2 wrecks, 22 and 26 kilometers away. Let's recall the drones. Have to recall the Gardes, don't have to recall the Hobgoblins if we don't want to, but we can approach while they are travelling. And they're back. Wait for 2,500. Loot all. Don't normally. For ages I didn't loot all because I didn't want the metal scraps. But got better things to be doing out in space. Whatever the quickest method is to get us on to our next challenge is what we will do. Okay, that is the lot. Now let's yeah, that's already on the sat nav. So let's start warping. Completed? Yes, I have. Have you given me an escalation? No, you haven't. So if we do get to spend 5 minutes back in the ship waiting for a Serpentis mission, I'll take you through the fit.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to station. Warp drive active. Approaching station. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted. Docking permission requested. Autopilot disabled.
I really do like this location because there is always quite a bit of action within one jump, or at one jump, or in the same system, given the location. So here is the fit. We've got medium core defense field purger 2, medium drone scope chip 1, sensor booster 2, omnidirectional tracking link 2, 3 drone damage amplifier 2, and all of that coupled with the Ishtar's 5,000 meter bonus to drone operation range, 5% bonus to sentry drone optimal range and tracking speed, Galente cruiser bonuses per skill level, 7.5% bonus to heavy drone. We don't have heavy drones, but 10% bonus to light drone and medium drone. That's what we have. And 5% bonus to sentry drone hit points. So this ship is designed for drones. We fitted it for drones, but in addition to that, we've also got multi-spectrum energized membrane 2 and damage control 2, in addition to multi-spectrum shield hardener 2, which gives us a total defense EHP of 17,344. So that isn't as good as my Dominic's, which survived a gank by running the gankers out of DPS. It's not quite as good as that, but it is certainly better than the Vexor that we used in a previous mission. Let me just show you that one. We actually did the Serpentis Narcotic Warehouses in this twice, and if you look, the defense is 12,743, only 2 drone damage amplifiers, only damage control 2 as a contributor to that tank. But it survived and it did a good job twice. Okay, so and just in case you didn't pick it up from the space view, on board we have 3, 4, 5 Garde 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Hobgoblins, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Warden 2s. So we are equipped to have any combination of drones. We know how to demolish long-range targets with the Wardens. We know how to demolish medium-range targets with the Gardes. But if you look at the Garde 2, in fact, what's the best way of showing you this? Let's see if we can do it from the inventory. If we bring up a Garde 2 into a comparison, and then we bring up a Hobgoblin 2 into the same comparison, and we bring up a Warden 2 into the same comparison. Let's just have a look at these side by side. So the reason we are combining drones is the Garde 2, the Warden 2. If you look at the spec, optimal range 60 kilometers. Garde 2, optimal range 18 kilometers. Hobgoblin 2, optimal range 2100. But as soon as you get less than 18 kilometers in the Garde, and it's probably related to the targets, but the reality is I have to react to what we see. So accuracy fall off 30 kilometers, yeah. Accuracy fall off on the Warden 42 kilometers. So but the Warden, you would want to be, I would say anything above 50, the Warden will just dissolve it. The Warden will dissolve the room if you keep everything 50 kilometers away. The Garde 2 is more your stand and fight for you. Accuracy fall off is 30 kilometers, but it will not engage anything visibly that I can see. Once it gets to less than 20, the misses keep scrolling up and you have to get the Hobgoblins out, which is what has driven me to this combination. The way they work is pretty good. Rate of fire 4 seconds, would you believe? And I've timed that, and that is the same on all three of them. But obviously the Hobgoblin isn't a sentry. It has travel time to account for as well. Damage modifier on the Hobgoblin is skill level related. Well, they're all skill level related as well, but the Hobgoblin is actually the best, but you've got travel time to account for. And the Hobgoblins do tend to take damage much easier than the Wardens, because if the Hobgoblins are doing their job correctly, they won't be coming anywhere near the Wardens or the Garde 2s, because they will be near the ship. I do realise all the guidance says, yeah, you get 5 drones, same drones, fight, do your task, change drones if needed. But I do realise that having a combination isn't always efficient, but it will keep. I have data, I have videos, check out on YouTube, I have videos which show the queue stays shorter. The room doesn't build up quite as fast as you see in the videos. You don't get overwhelmed as I did in the videos. And once you've got the queue to really long range, then you put them all away and get the Wardens out. 5 Wardens, bang, 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 everything's gone. Every 4 seconds something dies. And you can see the structure hit points there. So your Hobgoblin struggles, but your Gardes and your Wardens are designed to eat that up, literally. On hit points, your Garde should actually do best. But your Hobgoblin is, once it's travelled, it's all over it. It's fast, very fast. But the Wardens, quite resilient. Garde's quite resilient. No one here is as resilient as the Wardens. But if they're doing their job, they shouldn't need to be resilient. Hobgoblin that gets amongst it. Shield capacity 60 hit points, which is why you see regularly the Hobgoblins taking damage. Although the shields usually recharge. And the shields will recharge in 2 minutes 5 seconds, but look at this, just as well the Wardens and the Gardes don't take damage that often. So there's nothing on there to suggest that the Gardes should be completely ineffective at sub 20 kilometers range. Optimal range of the Garde 18 kilometers. So at 20 it should be killing. 30, anything above 20, your Garde is taking it. Your Hobgoblin doesn't get there in time, which is good. But in theory, we wouldn't actually need the Hobgoblin. We wouldn't need a mixed loadout if the Garde in the Serpentis context did its job as per the spec. Okay. Okay, we've got a Serpentis refuge, which is level 2. As I said earlier, that's not the one I wanted. But only because I think there is a smaller chance of escalation missions.
Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Autopilot disabled. Waypoint reached.
Okay, what have we got? Serpentis refuge, exactly where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to warp in at 30 this time, and we can set up with a tiny bit of time, we can set up a little trial to confirm my thinking on the specification for the Garde range. Modules enabled. Okay, there we are. So if I get 3 Gardes out and get the 2 spare ones out as well, and I start locking up, let's get that tower sentry first. The light missile battery second. At 33 kilometers, that was not a problem. So the Garde took those out. See, look, we've already got plenty of misses. Go as soon as they get. But you can see the 5 now. Taking a bit of damage, but that's fine. Shields will recharge in no time. And they're on auto attack, which is good. So that behaviour is expected. Trying to get a shot of the Garde is actually firing. Because at this kind of range they are in their element. Okay. The other good thing about sentry drones is they're always there. Never move away from them, or you'll have to go back for them. And the furthest target away is 31. Okay. Let's go check out those wrecks. Hobgoblin 1. Them were the days. Load of car boot sale stuff in there. Okay, that's it. We got nothing else in system, so I'm going to head back to the station. I've been playing EVE Online for a few months now. Finally building up a bit of confidence in terms of what happens when. High risk missions, low risk missions, etc. And I've done level 3 escalations a few times now. Very beneficial, very interesting. Apple Watch going mad. Heart rate. Okay, we're back in the system, so while we're warping up to the station, let's just have a look at what's going on. There is a Serpentis refuge in system, so I'm just gonna knock the autopilot off. And we'll warp in.
Docking permission requested.
Ugh.
Docking request accepted.
We'll warp in at 30. And I'm going to unload the mixed and just check that we do have kills at 20 kilometers and less. I would normally be locking up by now. 3 Gardes, 2 Hobgoblins. Let's get the tower sentry locked up. Let's get the missile battery locked up. And the others locked up as well. The drones are already on it. They're already on me. It looks rather nice at close range, doesn't it? So we are well out of Garde range. We are firing. So the drones are already on the Corelli spy, which is good. These are being locked up now at less than 20.
To give the commands to a drone requires you to have an active target.
And the Hobgoblins are jumping in. So that mixture, certainly with this volume of NPCs, and I know it's not a lot, works well. 3 Garde 2s, 2 Hobgoblin 2s, because despite the fact the Garde 2 spec says just less than 20 is absolutely ideal, it ain't. But having 3 Gardes and 2 Hobgoblins, they work so well together. I had exactly the same loadout when I did the Serpentis Drug Factory mission, but I had it in the Vexor. I had 2 Warden 2s and 3 Hobgoblins though, so it was slightly different due to the limited bandwidth in the Vexor. Let's get the drones back in. Beautiful thing about working at close range is that you're not too far away from the wrecks. In the early days when I was warping in at 70 kilometers and just killing everything, it was too far then to travel. Shield's almost recharged. As we saw on the spec, the Hobgoblin is the most susceptible to damage. Splat TV. No, I'm in an Ishtar. The Vexor is in the garage. I showed the difference in the spec. The Ishtar is more suited to this kind of task with drones than the Vexor non-navy issue that I did all the level 3 missions in, because I was frightened of getting killed. So this is an Ishtar. It's Tech 2. The Vexor non-navy issue and the Vexor navy issue that I had, they are not Tech 2. This one is Tech 2. but we are training for the next escalation mission because they're so lucrative. But I nearly died twice. Watch the video on YouTube, sir, and on Twitch for that matter, and I show you on that video how to do the Serpentis drug factory in a Vexor. It's my first time as well. My first level 3 mission. Come round at the weekend, we'll have a car boot sale, sir. Okay, that's the lot. We've been streaming almost an hour. We are streaming to Twitch, Kick and Trovo. We're not streaming to Mixcloud this evening. We have not got a DJ music track, so we do not need Mixcloud's services. In fact, for the next midweek mission, I may even start streaming to YouTube as well. As long as there's no DMCA related audio, it should be fine. Okay, so let's get back to the station. Shields are fully no, they're not. Almost.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
I will show you the Vexor. I did have it out earlier, but you obviously were not tuned in. That is not the inventory. So this is the Vexor, and it's a non-navy issue. It's not T2, and it's got limited CPU. So the CPU is the thing that stops you from fitting the whole range of resources that you have in the Ishtar. So the only contribution to tank that we have got is damage control 2. And as a result, your EHP is 12,743. And you can see how, with the simulation, you can see how it's going to fare. The real issue you have is the 75 megabits per second, which means you can't have 5 Wardens, 5 Gardes. You can have 5 Hobgoblins, because the Gardes and the Wardens are 25 megabits per second, whereas the Hobgoblins are 5. So what we had was 2 Wardens. When we did the Serpentis escalation mission, we had 2 Wardens and 3 Hobgoblins. And you know what? They work fantastically well. So that was the Vexor that I did the mission in. Headline 266.6 DPS, 12,743 EHP, and only 75 megabits per second on drone bandwidth. So if we now have a look at now have a look at the Ishtar. So first off, the Ishtar has got all of that. 5,000 meters bonus to drone operation range, 5% bonus to sentry drone optimal range, all those Galente cruiser bonuses per skill level, and I've got the skill levels. But if you look at what that gives, it's 529 DPS and 17,344, going up to 19,233 compared to the Vexor's 12. So that is the so what, if you like. More drone damage amplifiers, but the tank comes from the hull primarily, and then multi-spectrum energized membrane 2, damage control 2, and multi-spectrum shield hardener 2. The rigs are again drone optimizers, and the other modules here: sensor booster 2, omnidirectional tracking link 2. I can lock up at 110 kilometers and kill. So if you got Warden 2s and you're after NPCs, you can just empty the room. But for missions, it doesn't work like that. For missions, you have to be ready to work at short range, which is what we're trialing, the different drone configurations now. Because we've done the level 3 escalation mission, and we've got NPCs coming in at just less than 20 meters. Watch the video on YouTube, you can see it. It's the Serpentis Narcotic Warehouse in the video title. Watch it and you will see there are 4 waves, and the waves start with different ranges, and I almost get killed, but I don't. And I've done that twice in the Vexor with next to no spec. So the Ishtar, I'm a bit more comfortable. So we've maxed out the CPU again on drone control and drone damage and tank. And this is absolutely key. The 75 megabits per second in the Vexor, which meant we could only have 3 Gardes or 2 Gardes and 3 Gardes or Wardens and 3 Hobgoblins or 5 Hobgoblins. This we can actually have 5 Gardes, 5 Hobgoblins or 5 Wardens, and that is absolutely key. Although this short range play, your Wardens and your Gardes less than 20 meters are absolutely useless, and you can't pull distance because of you. As soon as you move the ship, they will still work. They will still work at a very long range, but they are sentry drones. They don't move. So I'm optimizing for any mission. Go in, park up, drop the drones, kill, kill, kill. Let the targets get in as close as possible, and that way you don't have to travel too far for the wrecks. Okay, so back to business. And just to confirm, there will be we are streaming to Twitch, Kick and Trovo, not Mixcloud this evening. And when we are recording a 4K video for YouTube. So I was hoping for a Serpentis hideaway, because they are excellent for triggering the escalation missions, but we can still do our drone training with at the Serpentis refuge. So let's go. That is one awesome looking ship, is it not? Okay, while we are cloaked, let's just check what's here. Serpentis refuge, right where it's supposed to be. Let's warp in at 30 and start up the modules. Not that we need them at short range, but just in case. I'm going to try a slightly different workflow this time as well. I'm going to get the tower sentry on their missile battery locked up. Gardes are on it. And the missile battery is no more. So the 3 Gardes are there by the ship. The Hobgoblins are on the enemy. Everything's set to auto attack. Let's watch the behaviour of the Hobgoblins. The Hobgoblins naturally come back to the ship anyway. Auto fire is protecting us, which is good. We don't rely on that by any remote stretch of the imagination. But doing those level 3 missions really was an experience in terms of just needing to understand the drone behaviour at very close range. And if you're less than 20 kilometres, it's pointless having any Gardes or Wardens out there. Hobgoblins playing it very cool there. Okay.
To give the commands to a drone requires you to have an active target.
Yeah, the Hobgoblins doing their job there. Auto attack and focus fire is on. Although with 2 drone types out there, you do often see the different drones going for different targets. Although you also see the Gardes and the Hobgoblins all engaging at the same time, and obviously the Garde deleting the room before the Hobgoblin gets there. Okay. Drones back on board. Let's go get some loot. finger slipped. Okay, that is the lot.
Autopilot engaged.
I had an attempted ganking earlier on in the week. Last week, actually. Hence, don't hang around anywhere now. Always on my way back to a station when I'm not on a mission. And always watching who is around.
Approaching Stargate.
Although the ganking was unsuccessful, you can see a video of that on YouTube as well. And it's on Twitch, 4K on YouTube, because YouTube likes 4K. 1080p on Twitch, because Twitch likes 1080p. Sitting ducks at Stargates.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to station. Warp drive active.
Okay, we are on the home straight, so let's get the opportunities tab open. Serpentis Refuge completed. Indeed it is. Serpentis Hideaway level 1. Current system, yes please.
Approaching station.
let's go in at 30.
Drive active.
After you've been through a gate, you need to restart the modules. Make sure you grab the drones. There you go. Yeah, with 2 hobgoblins out there, it eats that kind of range. Helps you go it the right way around. Yeah, during the narcotic warehouse mission, I had the drones on auto attack and focus fire. I always have it on auto attack and focus fire, and they were good as gold. They didn't let me down, but I don't rely on it. Garde misses. Hobgoblins clean up. But at that range, the hobgoblins will start to go, but the Gardes just take it out. And that appears to be it. Only one wreck, very, very close. So let's get the drones back on board. Let's go and get the wreck. Okay, nothing in the current system. Let's head back to the station.
Drive active.
It's not updated.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Okay. There's nothing I want to do there. Warpath Defense Complex doesn't add value to my strategy at the moment. And I'm working on Serpentis missions. So let me provide another quick update. If we go into search it. I got fed up of the crippling tax rate because I was in a corp that were a little bit expensive, so I then went back to an NPC corp. NPC corps, you have to pay 11% tax on your mission revenue. So as you can see here, I've created my own corp. It's called eBusiness Hosting. When you read the description, you will understand why. But if you are a member of my corp, the tax rate on ISK and LP is 3.5%. So any ISK payouts from bounties and mission rewards, 3.5%. LP payouts, mission rewards from bounties, 3.5%. If you want to know more about that, the e-business hosting website will give you details of what the e-business hosting corp does. Go on, I'll read it to you. Founded following the recovery of a modified deep space probe launcher capable of extracting hidden telemetry from the New Eden Communications Network, EBH specializes in transforming capsuleer intelligence into operational infrastructure. If you go to the Hybrium Accord website, or if you find the Hybrium Accord in Eve, the website that they use is a prototype, but you will see all of the advanced functionality on that website, and it was all made possible via the operational infrastructure that this mentions. And if you are a corp and you want your own website in the real world, you will be able to follow the link and put your corp in, and then the system will find your corp and pull all the information through into a website template for you to save and host as a website. If you can host yourself, if you can't, then obviously there is a discussion with us on how you host it in Eve and pay for it in ISK. So that was a valuable update, I think. But what that means is that rather than paying the 11%, I now pay 3.5% to myself. Okay, so any more? Let's go out. The Serpentis have gone to sleep. Literally. Yeah, I've been that used to having the long-range hardware, just going in, dropping the wardens and killing the room. It's only when you do a mission like the Serpentis Narcotics factories that you actually realise there is a skill in short range, and you need to keep your hand in. If you haven't done the Serpentis Narcotic Warehouse, go and watch the video. It's on Twitch, it's on YouTube. I think there might even be a VOD on Kick. That is what we are training for. We came back with about 1.5 million's worth of goodies in our backpacks. And between the 4 levels, there was probably just short of 1 million ISK in bounties. So it's well worth doing. And if you do the Serpentis hideaway, that is where you get most of the escalations from. Which is why I'm looking for the Serpentis hideaway. Serpentis Refuge. It's not what wanted, but it will do. Let's undock and crack on. Okay, there is exactly where it's supposed to be. Let's get in at 30. You can't start the modules while you're cloaked. Three Gardes ready. We'll have to lock up the sentry first, I think. And a few seconds after that, the missile battery. It's already on me. Garde is deployed. Hobgoblin is deployed. And because I locked the tower sentry up first, and the light missile battery up second, that will be the focus of the drones. And things will quieten down a bit. Note the Gardes at that range are absolutely useless despite the spec. Although 15 kilometers this one is. So just a test, let's put Hobgoblins away and get the spare Gardes out. So we've actually got 5 Gardes. It wasn't struggling because of the range, it was struggling because of the NPC had blocked it. So let's see how 5 Gardes go. We should be deleting every 4 seconds within its ideal envelope. Delete, delete, delete. This range, the Garde should eat it for breakfast. Yeah, at this range you can deliver more DPS, which is what the Garde is designed to do, hence they don't get so close. Awesome. And they're always right next to the ship. Okay. Nobody else around. Let's see. So the shields took a bit of a knock, but that's fine, that's what they're for. These shields, that stripe across the top, 1715, that will go down to 0 and come back up again. No problem at all. Everything will be repaired. It's only when the armor gets damaged that you need to do a repair back on the ship, or you need to do a repair to the ship back in the station. Look at all that stuff we got for the car boot sale. And a cargo container. How novel. That's the lot. Let's go back to the station and go through our car boot sale junk. Ah, that would be why. Now we've got waypoints. So I hope you're enjoying the new midweek format. I'm hoping it's going to enable me to stream a little bit more. We don't stream music midweek now. Saturday night, wheel party, DMC collection. But routinely we'll just focus on missions. The level 2 missions and the level 3 missions are obviously, you really do need to concentrate on it. And the last DJ session that we had, I didn't mention any of the music. Absolutely transfixed on Eve. Yeah, and what I've started doing is that targets tab. When the attempted ganking happened, that was the tab where the gankers appeared. This station is a good location because, as you can see, there's plenty of missions, good level 2 missions. Just not the ones I was looking for mainstream this evening. Okay, let's just go through what we brought back. So in the missions that we have run tonight, hello. Does that say 3.9 million? Where is the high value stuff in there then? There it is. Pitfall Compact Warp Disruption Field Gen. Andy. Okay, so we have in actual fact done quite well. Although that item on its own is worth more than the rest. But that's E for you, that's the way the cookie crumbles. So if you'd like to join my corp and only pay 3.5% tax, go into the corporations and find me, e-business hosting, or find me and I'm linked as the CEO. We are going to be doing more level 2 and if possible level 3 missions. And that will be our focus midweek. So all that remains me to do is just get ready for the next mission. Nice. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you on Kick, thank you on Twitch, and thank you on Trovo. Greatly appreciated. Thank you, good night, and see you in the next one.